Let's go.
All right, we're back with Blue Collar Family. What was it?
Episode 99.
Episode
Yeah,
I believe
Till
this is
Affinity.
Episode 10. We're in double digits now.
Oh,
Yeah, this
Makes
is
sense.
10.
Yeah.
doing it.
10.
You just released it yesterday?
Yeah,
Episode
yesterday. 9.
Episode 9.
Okay.
It's got a lot of views on Instagram.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, or the little short clips that I put out.
Still, I feel like, yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, you know what? And that helps that you actually send the link and like they
Yeah.
post it on your feed because funny enough during that meeting we were having earlier, my new office guy, he used to work with us at the last place and he's telling me, hey, so and so called me and he was having a conversation and he was like, yeah, he was happy. He's thinking of doing his own thing now.
Oh, okay.
And I go, yeah, he's talked about that when he first went in. He wanted to go into business for himself. And he goes, oh, by the way, he said, tell Sergio to invite me to the podcast.
Wow,
yeah.
that's good.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
It's funny. So
I like that.
Somebody's watching.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I like that. You know,
Yeah.
you can't beat that.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you call it? Today we got a guest today. We got. Well, I don't know. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah.
My name is Robert. 35, and I'm a painting contractor.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Plug your company.
Oh, RK Painting. Yeah, at a Burlingame, but come down to San Jose, all the peninsula. We even go out to Antioch. Everywhere as long as the price is right.
Definitely. That's
Yeah, Vince,
Price right.
Vince plugged you 2 or 3 episodes ago, right?
Yeah.
And then he
Yeah.
goes, he paints $1 million houses. That's normal. Those are normal houses.
That's no. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
No doubt. Hey, some houses could be janky. I don't know.
Yeah.
No doubt. No doubt.
Welcome, Robert.
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm
cool.
excited.
Yeah. Heck
I'm
yeah.
watching all these videos, so it's.
Oh, so have you been watching?
Yep.
You're a fan, huh?
Yes, sir. As I'm working, I pop it on. Yep, and it helps me get through.
Yeah. Run through the day real quick.
You know, what I was thinking, you had some feedback last time. You said, oddly enough, the longer our videos are or our podcasts are, people drop off.
Yes.
And I think so, right? I think we gotta keep them a little bit shorter,
Yeah.
I tighten it up.
keep them interesting.
Yeah. Keep them under 2 hours at least.
I mean,
'Cause,
no doubt. Maybe under an hour and a half.
the pilot went, 8 hours? The next day?
Pilot.
Oh, it never stopped. The pilot never stopped.
I think it's still going.
Yeah, no doubt.
We lost a few people after that pilot.
Yeah. Sure did.
I'm still sad about it. I am. But yeah, let's kick it off, huh?
Cool. Shooting the shit this week.
Let's see. I'll just run it quick. My week was pretty productive, more productive than last week. Honestly. No major issues. Sometimes I got some good stories about things that happened, but ultimately it was another nice week. I did, I worked with another contractor, major building contractor I haven't worked with before. They're so new that I don't even remember their name. Yeah, crazy. But they're redoing a couple of 3 or 4 buildings out by South San Francisco on Veterans. I don't know if Veterans Boulevard, but they're doing a few buildings out there. Looks like they do some pretty good work. Unfortunately,
They weren't ready for you.
bro, they had no idea where they're like, oh, this is the Empo room, but there's like 8 conduits in there, 8 4 inches.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, cool. Which one's us? And they're like, oh, I thought you were gonna tell us. I was like, bro, with what? My magic wand? Abracadabra, cable come out. Don't work like that. So I spent another 40 minutes walking their site, like trying to estimate maybe it's over here, because there's a few other sub boxes. Couldn't find it, or couldn't find the direct path that linked to whatever one of those conduits. Nothing identifiable, anyways. So I was like, hey, dude, it's gonna be on you guys. Ultimately, I'm gonna call out. Maybe these guys are gonna come out and do a exploratory exploratory rod and rope. I mean, you may not have to pay for it. Technically, you're under construction. So if you're under construction, it's pretty big. They make, or AT&T, all these other major companies, they make the construction handle all the work. So, I'm trying to give them a favor by like, hey, maybe we can come in and look for it, but it's probably not going to happen. So we'll find out Monday, because they're already emailing me about it when I got off. They're like, hey, Vince, could you look at this again? Can you help? Nope. Sorry, I'm off. Bye. No, I'm not.
That must be nice.
Yeah, exactly. That's ultimately, sucks.
Yeah.
But other than that, nice week.
Nice.
What
That was your only adventure. I know.
That's it.
You're good for 4 or 5 adventures per week.
Whatever happened to the bag?
Dude, my bag.
Oh, did that make it?
Talk to me next Friday. The bag, maybe she's going to show up on Monday. Well, I don't know. These fuckers, dude, and that stupid shit.
I take it they didn't work over the weekend.
They never called me. The guy's like, we'll call you. Never called me. I haven't got a call. I haven't got no missed calls.
Don't call us. We'll call you.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe when you were in the Empo room, they called.
dude, I know what I do. I just go on their website and keep refreshing, and hopefully, it says something like there will be dropping it off the weekend.
That might be that bag might be in Tucson on that
Now that bag's in that
Side-
dude's fucking backyard with his golf clubs in it.
on the side of the road. The guy's selling it.
Yeah, maybe that. It's a nice bag.
And the carrier, did you ever say who's delivering it?
The one with the arrow.
The one with the arrow in the name. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, is that what you went to the
Post
valley
office?
for?
The post?
Yeah. Yeah. No, not the post office.
Wait.
USPS? Nah. They won't sue me. You know what I mean?
He knows people.
Talk a bunch of shit about the other companies. I don't know. Get a cease and desist. I don't know.
Alrighty.
But yeah, we'll see what happens. You guys, how was your guys' weeks?
Me? It was fast. It was slow. But, I made it. I was doing standby. I got electricians working in the machine room and the hoistway, putting in pit lights and overhead lights. And, apparently they didn't order all the lights.
Of course.
And they just did the last car. You would think they would order double or, get ahead of it.
Mm-hmm.
No. They said maybe the 19th they'll come in.
So
Next
you were
month.
just watching movies on your phone or what?
No.
Yeah, you're kicking back?
No, that's not
On TikTok
that's not
or what?
I do.
You're just flicking through TikTok?
I usually just organize my my stuff.
Oh, okay.
Because when we start running,
Starts cleaning his tools.
right, clean my tools, organize it, clean my cart off, organize my game boxes,
Okay.
because
You really pretend to work.
where we're just running and we're just throwing stuff, around and
Oh, okay. You like an organized cart.
yeah, and all my toolboxes are all organized. So
Yeah, all right.
I usually leave it to the helpers. The helpers obviously can't get it the way I like it, so I usually have to tear it all back apart and put it back, how I like it. So
Even the new helper?
the new helper, he made an attempt. He made an attempt, but he didn't. He's still trying to learn how I work.
Yeah.
So he made an attempt. He did a good debt on it, but I ended up changing it.
Of course you did.
Yeah, I think you always want to have a hand on how you have your tools and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
My pet peeve: you grab something, put it fucking back by the end of the day.
right.
You go to another job and you need that tool.
You're
specific
you're
tool.
pulling for it, and you're like, where the fuck's my tool at?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So you're heard from your other guy?
No, but I kind of want to call him just see what happened.
Maybe we should
I feel like we should put him on the cast.
Put him on the
I
phone.
should, huh?
Put
Just-
him on the phone right now.
He
Say, hey,
might-
what's up?
well, my
Why'd you
phone is
leave?
recording, but yeah.
Yeah, call him on the phone. He's
Call
using.
him on the phone. Hang on.
Set him up.
No, yeah.
Set him up.
I'm gonna call him Monday. Just see how.
Yeah, I mean, you test that out because we were talking earlier that what could the possibility or the possibilities be why he would just up and quit, and one of them was a bit more personal. So
Yeah.
we got to see.
Maybe I'll call him and see what he says.
Want to fill Robert in? He's like, what?
Oh.
Did you? If you?
Well,
did
he
you
was
listen to the
probably
last episode?
I had the last one. I have not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, it came out
just
yesterday.
dropped. Yeah, it just dropped yesterday.
I had a helper that worked with me for, I would say, almost a year. I think he got with me, about,
Said like
let's say 10
eight-
months.
Yeah, 8-9 months. You said.
Yeah. Anyways, 2 weeks ago, he put his, I guess, 3-day notice on Friday after work to the supervisor.
He's just
He didn't
quitting.
tell me. He didn't tell me. And then Monday, I think we were an hour into work when he finally told me. He's like, "Hey, when's this gonna be my last day?" I was like, "What?"
Out of
Wednesday.
nowhere, kind of. well, for you at least.
Yeah, but what's crazy is that he's not just quitting the company; he's quitting the
yeah,
union.
he's leaving the union.
Oh, dang.
And
Yeah.
he was.
Yeah, he was
This close
one
to-
test away from being a mechanic.
Yeah, a journeyman.
Yeah.
Journeyman. Man.
What do you call it? An elevator journeyman.
About to
Yeah,
touch the
well,
big bucks and you did that?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Oh, man.
In our trade, it's called a mechanic.
Oh, is that what it is?
It's not journeyman, but it applies.
Right.
So yeah, Wednesday came around and
Crazy.
We
passed.
have a couple of scenarios, but we won't know until.
right.
We get a definite answer.
He won the lottery, or
I was gonna say he didn't say where he was going or anything. He just
no, nothing.
Well, I think we axed that theory because if he told Alex Wednesday's my last day on Monday, but he told the boss on Friday, there's no fucking way he would have came in if he would have won the lottery.
Well,
Yeah.
Technically, you don't get your money right away. You got to
Right.
drive over
Maybe
there.
he won it, a couple weeks ago, and he was just waiting till the money hit the bank.
Yeah.
That theory's back on the table.
Yeah.
And then he just didn't tell me, and I was like, because I always talk to him about the lottery because it got up to $1 billion last year,
Dude, if I won the
like
lottery,
twice.
I wouldn't tell
that's what I
anybody.
tend to play too.
Yeah.
Once it's that high.
So but
I'd be sitting right here with fucking millions in the bank. Who got money?
yeah, I wouldn't have asked for too much, maybe 1 million.
yeah. just a couple zeros.
Let me hold on to a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah,
Dude,
Oh,
that was my week.
that ain't bad.
2 weeks ago, but yeah, I was dealing with electricians this whole week.
So he was just organizing his stuff.
Yeah,
Washing his truck.
Technically, our union. I don't believe we're supposed to be working during when we do standby. We're supposed to be doing standby.
Oh, you mean you're supposed to be eyes on him?
You're right,
Fire watch. You're doing fire watch.
pretty much.
Oh yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But it works out because electricians every once in a while they'll just mess up, start piping a certain way where it's not going to work with the elevator. So we just got to make sure that everything jives.
Yeah, that's pretty important.
Yeah.
You're over here, okay, drop the shaft.
Yeah.
Fucking rips all the electrical right out. You're, oh, dude.
Yeah,
Hold
so-
on a minute.
We just got to make sure they're within their boundaries.
nice.
Well, Serge, what about your week?
Pretty interesting week. As I told you guys, we were growing. Hired a couple people. One guy's not working out.
Well,
We tried. We tried with him.
Okay.
But the other guys,
friendly, familiar, they're getting it.
yeah, you met some of them.
Yeah, today.
Yeah, so
The two guys we saw today were the new dudes?
one of them is. One
Okay.
of them is Nacho. You guys had met him before.
Yeah.
And then,
No, I missed. I didn't meet that guy. Alex met him. I came in late.
He
Yeah.
must have left earlier.
Yeah.
No, he left last, didn't he?
That was Miguel. So he's one of our partners.
He's
He's one of the partners. Yeah.
Yes.
The last one that left. Yeah.
Got it.
Black Jacket.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was going. Another vehicle.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys got a new vehicle.
We just got another one.
Hey, you guys are doing it.
Yeah.
The Benz, nice.
Yeah. The Mercedes is top. Yeah, nice.
Gonna get logoed on Tuesday.
Getting some new guys in it, huh?
No, well, we have the guys now, right? So right now we're pairing up in each van, but we're ordering stuff. I mean, the family grew; it doubled
Yeah.
in the last 2-3 weeks. So
Okay.
Nice.
it's going.
Busy.
So it's happening fast, right? I remember when we first started, it was just like fucking dragging. Come on, and now it's like it's going.
Calls are in.
So yeah, I mean, pretty decent week. Miguel, that was here earlier, first time he's taken time off in over 2 years. So he needed it. He's like, hey, my son's going on spring break. What do you think? don't ask, man. As much as I needed him out here,
Yeah.
I know how much he needs that break, right? I told you guys, a couple of weeks ago, I took 4 days off, and it
Yeah.
was just like, fuck. Didn't realize I needed it until
Well, you were out
out
there.
there, yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's why we're depending on these guys that we're hiring, and because the load starts to taper down on us.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, things are going good. Things are going good with the business. Not always, sweet like people think. Hey, you own a business, it's gonna be, no, it's
Sunshines and rainbows.
No doubt about that.
You know,
That's all it is, man. Ultimately.
But it's part of what you sign up for. When you don't know you signed up for that, right?
Yeah.
But once you're in, and there's no going back. So no going back for me. I can't see myself working for somebody ever again.
Nice.
Yeah. So,
So-
what about that? I mean, it's not done yet, but how much information are you able to talk about the dude that's
We can talk as much as you want.
Oh, Mr. George.
yeah, Mr. George?
We can talk about as much as you want. Ask away.
Well, the only one question I got here is
Yeah.
that Mr. George not working out. Now, was it entirely work-based, or became work-based not working out, or like mentally? Like, was he just mentally checked out, or was his work just...
I think it's a little bit of everything, right? I think mentally you're not there. It affects everything you do, on the job, right? So showing up late
Yeah.
every day,
Yeah, I mean, that's...
Oh man.
showing up late every day, and then what? What's wrong? It's only a couple of minutes. Motherfucker, everybody's waiting for you.
Oh,
That's the problem, right? Wanting to leave
early.
early.
Oh, man.
I'm ready to go. So that's what he knows what he's doing, but at the same time, he fucks up because his mind is somewhere else,
Yeah.
right? So I could tell my guys, I brought him in to help, not to cause more work. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Well, like anything else, when it's time, it's time.
Yeah.
If he's not helping, he's hurting. So,
Right.
You've already figured that, the tough part out, and now you're going to have to proceed with the next steps.
yeah. So, and it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
A lot, right? Especially as you grow, right? Because everybody tells you, I'm the next greatest thing. I've been doing this forever, and as I've seen, just because you've been in this trade for a long time doesn't make you.
Does it make you great?
I almost prefer like an apprentice. That's how I started. You can teach these guys without, the bad habits from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And what we provide is a white glove service.
Yeah.
Right? We provide a white glove service. We're not a plumbing company. We're a service company. You're never going to see my work because it's behind a wall, under a house, or above the ceiling.
Well, I mean, new faucets, new toilets. To be fair, you will.
Right.
But I get your idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, I mean, it starts with the cleanliness, right?
Yeah.
The presentation. You show up as Joey the butt crack plumber, and your pants are hanging down, and people are biased when they see that, right? And as plumbers, we have a bad reputation because people say
That might be a TV, right?
plumbers are dirty.
I guess they call it plumber's crack.
Yeah, they do. Plumber's crack. That's what I say. I feel like that's like the bias, right? From the TV bias.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you
And
think about it, right?
I have not met many plumbers. I'll tell you, any place I've lived in has had almost zero plumbing issues.
Really?
Yeah. The only place that I know was my parents at one point, and it was their indoor washer and dryer. The washer, I don't know, backed up or something, dropped water everywhere. And I don't even think they had a plumbing guy come out to stop the water. I think my dad's walked there, turned the water off to that side.
Yeah.
And then the waste management, they'd come in and dry it out, assess it, and fix everything. But maybe I'm fortunate.
Plus, it was a new build, right?
The house?
Yeah. when they purchased it.
40 years ago, yeah. You know?
Well, they'll start to get problems.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah. But other than that, I mean, growing. It's it's life. It's life. We're growing. I mean, we're getting to a point where the vision's getting there, right? This morning. I was just telling these guys we started with that truck right there, and it's white. And company we were at, people there were laughing at us. Right? They were laughing at us, saying, "Look at those dumb guys, starting their own company, and what are they doing, and all that stuff." To a couple months later, hey, you guys got openings over there? Yeah, but not for you.
No doubt about it.
Wow.
Not for you.
No doubt about it.
So you're getting a lot of calls from that company, or guys from that company?
Oh yeah. Oh,
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some guys that I've said, never, fuck you, remember, you talk shit about us and laughed at us. I'm like that. Right? I don't.
You got to remember.
Yeah, I don't.
Right.
I don't sugarcoat it. And there's people that I've said, I would pull you when we're ready, if you ever wanted to come. But it's not that we're approaching them;
Yeah.
they're approaching us. So.
Got it.
And not just from that; it's just from everywhere, right? So, fortunately, these people that we hired, people that I've never dealt with before from other companies, and good guys. They all have a little story and stuff like that. But the interview process is pretty rigorous because you just don't want to bring anybody in because, as I told them, you want to get to know us, what this company is about, read our reviews. You're going to work here, read our reviews and see what the work that we've put in to date, and you'll understand why we're so passionate and why we kind of get irritated with you sometimes. Right?
Yeah.
Why is Sergio mad today? Right? because at the end of the day, who's feeding us? These clients, right?
Yeah.
So we expect top level service to them. So if you're cutting corners, you're not doing the job right. You're making everybody else look bad here.
Very true.
Well, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
So, pretty eventful week. I mean, this next Friday we're gonna try to jump back into Surge to see how that the axe went down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
Everyone's gonna be waiting.
exactly, yeah. I want to see what the guy says.
No, I mean
By
by
someone go, it didn't feel good, but
What he
hey,
says.
it's part of it.
Yep.
yeah, I mean, we just talked about it. We got to prep his check and all that stuff. Go. I mean, obviously, it's not something we want to do, right?
Yeah.
No doubt.
But we have to do it, right? So, you want to put a pause here?
Us? We're back from a little lunch break.
Lunch
A
break.
little soiree.
Yeah. The pizza guy scared.
Hey, we should get them to sponsor us, huh?
What was that?
Round table.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, drop off a medium, please.
Some wings.
Or give us a discount code. I've seen those guys do that. Give us a little plug discount code for us.
Good, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Right at the bottom.
Yeah, exactly. No doubt. That'd be tight. But jumping in real quick where we left off, I think we'll go with just jumping right in. Let's talk
to our
about
guest.
your our special guest.
Sounds
Yeah.
good. What I've been paying for about this will be my 13th year now,
13 years.
and then
Hopefully, you don't pay it like Mr. George.
oh no sir, no sir. I was like, bad
He'd have no
jobs-
business. He got no business.
Bad jobs will keep me up at night. I lose sleep over that. For sure. I'll point it out before the homeowner even notices. Definitely. But yeah, 13 years. This would be my 5th year that I've had my business. Yeah, I got my contractor's license, I believe, in 2020, end of 2019. Yeah, and then first year is just me. Probably did about like 35,000 in work because I got it in about this month, about in April.
Right around COVID.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right around COVID
It took
when-
some time because the whole COVID thing. So it literally took me like a year to for the whole process to
Right.
go through and get my testing. And yeah, I was like, but I got lucky and I passed the test.
No doubt.
Well,
you
I
know.
paid for a.
You paid for the test?
I did, yeah. I was
Can I get paid for it
too? And then I paid for like a $700 class that was in Oakland, I believe. It's like contractor school, and they it's a 2-day class. 8 hours each day, and they teach you the law and the trade. And then, because the guy I worked for before told me, if you just go in there thinking you're gonna pass it, most likely you're not.
Right.
You need some schooling. So I went in and I took those 2-day classes, and then they schedule it like a day or two before you take your test, so it's still fresh in your mind.
Yeah, nice.
And yeah, I was like the first one in line because I was nervous, and
Got there early.
I was talking to some other painters, and some other guys were like, "Yeah, this is my 3rd time. This is my 4th time," and I was just like,
Bro, I don't want to be those guys.
got me nervous. I was like, "Oh, maybe it's tougher than I thought." But they, I asked if they had taken some classes, and they said no. So yeah, but I went in there, and I was the first one out, and I passed it. So yeah, I was
Nice.
something I had been reaching for a while. Felt good to
Good.
finally achieve, for sure.
No doubt.
But yeah, I was like the first year, I did about like 35,000 in work, and then the second year was about like 65, and then the third year I did like 90, and then the year before that was like 120, and this year it's about like 160. So I was like, I've been able to constantly grow a little bit.
Yep,
and then,
progress.
yeah, last year I brought in 2 people, and so I kind of had to deal with the workers' comp and then the employee taxes and all that stuff.
And the
which-
drama that comes with it.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And yeah, I hired my brother, and that was he worked good, but yeah, he was still young, so that was kind of rough too.
No doubt.
But then I did bring in one guy that I actually painted for when I first started out. It was one of the older brothers, and they were slow, and he was like, "Hey, if you need help, let me know because we're slow." So I worked him all year last year, so that helped me grow definitely.
Nice.
Yeah, but it
Was he a dick to you when you worked with him?
Oh yeah, no. I was like, nah. Those guys, they're good guys. I was like,
Okay.
they put me on game for sure. They taught me everything I know.
Definitely.
Yeah, because I was working for their older brother. It's like a whole family of painters, and
Yeah.
so I was working for the older brother in Santa Cruz painting the water treatment plant, and then he would only do about like 2 weeks a month because he would get like $10,000 to do maintenance work for the water treatment plant every month. So I'd work like 2 weeks, and then he would take the last 2 weeks off. 'Cause
Easy
he would get a
money.
big check, and then
Right.
I'd make like 1,000, and then I would go to his brother that worked in San Jose that worked residential, and so yeah, that's where I learned all my paintings from. Pretty much Heinz Painting. Shout out Heinz Painting. Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, there you
And,
go.
yeah, those guys taught me everything until I was ready to get my license, and then he signed off for me, and
Perfect.
yeah, helped me.
But
make
back
it
to you
happen.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then I've been just doing that ever since. And then I did get a little slow about December. It got slow, and that was the first time in the whole 13 years that I've painted that I actually, was slow during the wintertime.
Oh, you
People- yeah.
felt it. Yeah.
Yeah, people always talk about it, and I had never really experienced it. But then it got slow, and then same thing in January, and just like because I was doing work for this guy who was flipping homes, who was shooting me like 6-7 homes a year, and they're full interior exteriors because he would gut them out and redo them.
Do you find yourself that those guys kind of lowball you?
Oh, 100%, 100%. I'm like, they kind of come in with their price, saying, "Hey, can you do it for this?" And then all of a sudden it became, he wanted to charge per square footage, and it kind of became a thing where I just had to just go in there and just bang it out. And even if I wasn't too happy, he would be happy, and I'm just like, all right, I guess this is how it goes on your side. But,
Right.
yeah,
He didn't want to pay for the.
it was the real estate
perfect
company.
service.
It was the real estate company because he on the first job we did, I gave him my estimate and they passed it through. But then they probably went online and typed in average square footage for painting, and then that's kind of where because I looked online too and I was like, this is where they got those numbers. Yeah, exactly. Because I'm like, how are they coming up with this? But yeah, they were getting a great deal. They got a great deal, but he
they
was
don't-
shooting me a lot. 6-7 homes a year, interior exterior is
Yeah.
it's a lot. And then I also do some work for a company that builds homes from the ground up. He was giving me some stuff too, but they already had you needed kind of a bigger crew to do his jobs, and
Right.
which I didn't have at the time. So
Got it.
he was shooting me the smaller stuff, but yeah, I was able to stay busy, and it's provided a good life. You know, I got no complaints. Like I live in Burlingame, so you
Yeah,
know,
you
like yeah,
Can't be poor living there.
yeah. So, and then just recently, I actually got into where they call us like a unicorn in it, but it's the Stationary and Operating Engineers Union, and we're JLL, and now I paint for them at the Genentech campus. Yeah, but I still, you know, keep my license active, and I do 8 hours there, and then I go do 4 or 5 hours on my own job. You know, so
Nice.
So don't hesitate to call him. He'll
Yeah.
he'll come to
I'll
your
grind it
home.
out still.
He'll knock it out.
Yeah. I just finished a job in downtown San Mateo for it's like some AI company, but yeah, I was like, it was a nice ass job, and I'm like, decent money. So those ones I throw them a bid, and you know they go from there. They don't come out with me with the prices.
Yeah.
It's nice. Yeah.
So-
So that's the one thing about painting is that people. It's always the last step of the project when people's money's ran out, you know, and they they kind of try and nickel and dime you.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Does ultimately not even say that.
4.
When you get in, you know, because I was like, you know, how should I rearrange the question?
Yeah.
But when you get in and you know you get a bid, how often do you guys, or you know, how often do you come in, you know, start a project and they want to keep expanding? Does that happen to you a lot?
Yeah, definitely. Like they'll be like, "Oh, I just want this wall done and this wall done," because you know they want for the next tenant to be ready for them.
Mm-hmm.
And once you paint one wall, they realize the rest of the place is trash, and so then
Yeah, when they
goes on
see
from there, yeah.
one nice wall, they're like, "Oh,
You're like, "Oh,
hold
I'm
on,
done with
brother,
the project." And then all
don't
of a
leave yet,
sudden,
don't leave yet."
You finish the project and they call you, you know, a couple of days later. Hey, actually, what's the price for the whole thing? And I'm like, oh, damn, I thought I was done. But
Yeah.
hey, I'm not gonna complain about money.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I was like, it's trying to you know just find the right people that you know designers or home builders, or like I said, people who flip homes. Those are the kind of people I try to you know go after. Especially, I have my own clients as well that own rental properties, and you know they're great too because every year or two they have someone moving out. And,
Right.
yeah. So it's just like, yeah, just trying to meet the right connects. And most of my work is through word of mouth, about 90%. I did have some ads on, what was it? Yelp. I had some stuff on Yelp, and I got some work out of that. Angie's Leads. I tried Angie's Leads, and that one kind of, they got me for like $1,000. I was like,
That's
after a
Angie's
month-
List?
Angie's List or Leads, because they give you these
They
leads.
changed.
Oh,
Yeah.
they changed.
Leads now.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Who bought them? Somebody bought them. It used to
I'm
be
not
Angie's List
100%
before. And,
Yeah.
And somebody bought them. Another company bought them, and they became Angie's Leads.
Oh. Huh.
But
Well-
yeah, you know, trying to stay busy is
That's the
is the
name of the
hardest
game.
part of the game. That's about it, you know. And then, yeah, you know, when you're first starting out, the one thing you never see is behind the scenes what it takes to actually, you know, keep a company running, and you find out it's much harder than what some people make it seem.
Yeah, just showing up.
Yeah,
You know?
It's like when people say, "Oh, the guy's lucky; he's got his company." They don't know all that work.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's what I used to think about the guy I worked for. I was like, man, you don't even do much. He was just like, whoa, bro, you don't even know. And I was just like, once I got in there, then I would call him, but how do you do with the stress? And he'd just be like,
You had to go apologize.
Yeah.
Man, this is fucked up.
exactly. You just say it's just painting, you know. It's not like you know, plumbing. You mess up and you flood a house. You know, painting just the mistakes happen. You could always fix them. So I had to start letting the ball roll on some things. You know, I could fix it later or something like that. Yeah.
You use the same type of paint all the time, or
I
on the
like
client.
Benjamin Moore. Yeah, that's what I throw out there.
if you want to sponsor him, Benjamin Moore.
Yeah,
Yeah. Gray's Paint,
Yeah.
Burlingame. I was like, they're great to me.
Yeah.
But
There you go.
sometimes, you know, customers have a price range in mind, and, you know, you try and meet it with, you know, I could use Sherwin-Williams, and it's, you know, the price will go down a little bit, or Home Depot paint, the price will go down. It's kind of what, they always have a price in mind when you get into these jobs. And so, you know, try and meet with them at a reasonable cost, because I can't really lower the, you know, the price for the man hours. It's just raw materials, kind of,
Right.
honestly. Yeah, so.
That's where you can cut some
Yeah,
prices.
that's pretty much the only place. And then, yeah, it's been good. I'm like working, especially for the union now. Like it's 7 to 3. You know, they pay for. That was one thing that was expensive, was paying for your own health insurance.
Yeah,
you know,
health
like,
insurance.
it all adds up, you know. Like so, yeah, it's been a little easier. Definitely a little stress off my mind, which I've been trying to get towards.
Yeah, definitely have a more peaceful night. you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, for sure. Because I was losing a lot of sleep. And yeah, couldn't do it anymore. Mm-hmm. But I still keep my license will always be active, and I'll always, take extra jobs. Like I finished a job in San Mateo. I'm doing cabinets for a customer. I got my garage stall filled with, like 20 cabinet doors, and then
You also do the floors, right?
yeah, well,
Epoxy?
I try not to do that too much because only for the real estate company that was flipping homes, they started, hey, can you do this garage floor? And I'm like, I've never done it before. And he was like, I don't care, I just need it done. So I'm just like, so that's how I got into that. You know?
Were they satisfied? Was the end product pretty nice?
Yeah, but it's not like what you see on TV or online now. That when it's like a 2-part epoxy that those guys will use on.
Oh, okay.
I'll just go get the Home Depot 1 part, and I just made sure.
Those little flakes.
I don't. I've done the flakes a couple of times, but usually they just wanted just the straight color. Yeah. But I'll grind the ground, the cement down to get it, past the oil and all that.
Oh, yeah.
And then
That makes sense.
yeah, 2 coats.
Get it flush and
fill some cracks.
seal it.
Yeah, definitely. I got to learn on those jobs, so it's nice when you kind of learn on someone else's dime. Even though I'm still getting paid to do it, but yeah.
No doubt. Does when you come into, like you were talking about the paint, right? Now, obviously the higher grade paints probably cover more, lower grade paints don't. So does that also mean that you're doing less coats on high grade paint and more coats on lower grade paint?
It does depend, because most things would take 2 coats, especially if you're going over like fresh drywall or you're trying to get new colors. But the cheaper paints definitely, like, what was I using? The Benjamin Moore. I can't remember. I was using the low quality paint that they have because the customer wanted it cheaper. So okay, and I ended up having to do 3 coats, and that's the first time I ever had to do that. Like,
And that's like white on white, or is that
it was
trying to cover the other color?
Yeah, it was white going over orange.
Oh, Jesus.
Usually 2 coats, would do the job, but not there. So then after that, I was like, you know what? I will just. I told the guy, I was like, hey, it's taking a little bit more time. I'm gonna switch over to this, and then it's just gonna be extra like $200, just to
Finally get that coat to knock it out.
Yeah, because it was just taking. Yeah, it was taking. I didn't expect it to do 3 coats.
So those people that pay, want to cheap out on you, do they? I guess they don't want a primer coat, right? Because like that orange wall, would you normally run a primer coat behind it and then
Some people will do that, but honestly, priming is just to seal the surface.
Oh, okay.
Only really bare drywall, and just wood or anything like that. I would prime because it's just to seal the surface. But you could just do straight 2 coats right over this wall right here, and it'll be good. Yeah, give it a good sand, 2 coats, call it a day.
brand new?
Yeah,
Oh shit! All right.
but now I'm mostly painting metal.
Oh yeah.
Like
what's the differences?
Just the paint is more gnarly. Definitely like the 2-part epoxies or the 2-part.
Oh, do you have to epoxy the metal before you paint it?
No, yeah. Well, no, the paint is the epoxy.
Oh.
Yeah. And it's just it's more gnarly, not water based. Nothing's really water based, and
So it's super thick or stays
you
on
gotta
you.
wear a mask and gloves, the whole thing. Because when I paint, regular walls, water based paint, just the latex, you could go wash it right off. But this stuff, you get it on you, it'll be on you for like a week, 2 weeks.
And you're painting inside of tanks?
It's like mostly exterior of like it would be like AC units that are on roofs, and then like generators, and it's all corrosion.
Right.
Yeah, so we grind that down, and then we use a clear sealer to. It's not the great primer, but it gets inside the clean metal that we grind down to, and it seals the inside, and then you do 2 coats of oil base rust destroyer, and then the 1 coat of the epoxy. Or I'm learning the names now. It's called a polysiloxane. It's gnarly stuff. Yeah.
So are you
It's a whole
spraying
new
that?
area. Nope, nothing sprayed.
Oh, so it's all rolled
It's all
on.
brush and rolled. Yeah, so it's all new. Yeah, because I am. That's what I asked you. I was like, "Are we spraying anything?" And he was just like, "Nope," just because there's always just so much stuff everywhere, and
You might be
you mask off
overspraying
for
it.
2 weeks, So yeah, so everything's brush and roll now, and it's just a whole new kind of a new field for me.
Yeah.
because I'm used to painting residential and drywall and trim, but now it's so another thing to a resume. It's good to know.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, 'cause also, I don't know if anybody knows. I mean, a lot of people do know the name Genentech. They create all kinds of stuff. Well, in pharmaceuticals, anyways. But their footprint out in the Bay Area is fucking massive. Massive.
Oh yeah, the guy told me when I was getting
There's
hired,
like 40 fucking buildings.
he was like,
Damn.
there's a lifetime of work here. It's like 5 million square feet, and he was just like, but if we could hit everything within 5 years, by the time that was done, the things we did in the beginning,
Kinda like the
we'd
Golden
have to
Gate.
redo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Start
As
at
soon
one
as they
end.
stop, they go back and do it again.
Exactly. So he was like, he's like, the guaranteed 40 hours here. So I was like, all right, cool. Shoot, I'll hop in and test it out. And yeah, it's a good thing to add a resume, because then I just sent a quote to this guy to paint for my company, some generators over there. And
Now you know how to do it. Knock it
yeah,
out.
yeah, exactly. Because I when I first gave him the quote, I was a little doubtful, but now I'm like, I'll get in. Bang it out.
Yeah.
Yo, this is going to be easy.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, just, constantly trying to grow with the times so I don't get left behind, for sure.
You know what? That's I feel like it's the most important part. Like this guy in the union, Serge not at all, because he's definitely in that. Me too. We the plebes not in unions. We have to grow. You know what I mean, to stay with the times. These other guys, they automatically go to school. As soon as they mechanic or journey out,
Yeah.
you probably only take maybe a class or so if there's something new coming out, and that's it.
Yeah, the company will. Last year, my company sent me out for a class in Texas, so we learned a lot of new things. And how they want things done.
Yeah.
But yeah, every other year, I think they send us out for that class.
See, that's nice. You know what I mean? Your field is not evolving as fast as some of these other things. You know what I mean? It's great. It's great. You're over there. There can only be so many rails. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
There can only be so many carts.
yeah.
You probably your last class was it for like electrical or something? Different controllers or the buttons?
Yeah, kind of. It's just pretty much adjusting. It was an adjusting class, so they were just showing us different ways on how to approach things, and gave us a book with a bunch of little secrets. But
Oh, okay.
that was about it.
What were the secrets?
Oh, I mean, they're not really big secrets. It's just how to, the process.
Okay. Okay.
Something
Yeah,
that
I
would
gotta
take.
tell you.
Yeah, exactly. It's a secret for a reason. Huh?
That's curious to know. Oldest cart you work on?
I didn't. The oldest I've worked on, I took apart. The oldest I've taken apart, I believe we dated it like over 100 years old.
Okay.
Oh Jesus!
And I still have the platform at my house. That big table.
Have I seen it?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, it's covered up with a blanket because I'm just trying to keep it preserved. But
Okay.
I was gonna make a big table out of it because the platform was all wood. I have the.
Oh, I was gonna say it's wood then.
It's all wood.
Right.
Got it.
So yeah.
And how was that? What'd you find, like, compared to what you do now? How
Well, I
they're
mean,
built?
obviously now they're built a little bit more.
Well, now it's all metal.
Yeah, they're all metal, not much wood,
Yeah.
and they were built stout. I mean, back
Oh.
then. Now,
Redwood, huh?
I believe it's oak.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the platform is pretty heavy, and I only had a piece, just to make a table. I mean, it was twice as big.
Damn.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so yeah, they're a little bit more stout, more beefier. Now they're light, thin. So, but the lighter the better.
All right. All right. Talking about that, it's gonna. I'm gonna change the subject slightly. I know how. That's why I gotta say it before I do it. But because what I want to know is that we've all went by and told our kind of like crazy stories at our job site and stuff. Have you had any
Yes.
crazy stories at your job site? or any of your sites?
I was thinking that on the way down because I was like, that's probably gonna be a question asked. And I'm like,
Crazy.
honestly, I'm like, there's nothing too crazy. I'm like,
No one's came out. I mean, because you work in people's homes, so no one's like try to just undress in front of you or like, oh, go back in.
So we're back. We had
Yeah.
a CAD,
Technical
a
difficulty.
power situation.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right.
So
The storm,
yeah,
shut the power off.
Something's going down. Don't look outside, okay? But yeah, 100%. Crazy stories.
maybe some funny ones like
Yeah, there you go.
Homeowner was literally like, yeah, there's food in the fridge. Make yourself at home. And
Oh.
halfway, through lunch, like I'm smelling something. I'm like, oh, it smells good. And then my old boss comes in and he's just like, hey, bro, they have some shrimp scampi in the fridge, so I got that cooking up on the stove right now. He was like, and I got some noodles going, and I'm like, oh my god, dude.
No way.
I was like, I was like, all right, whatever, like, let's get it.
This was cooking up their food.
Yeah, exactly. I could, like, they tell you things, make yourself at home, but this dude, he really,
He really kicked off his feet, huh? Or kicked off his shoes. God damn.
Or just like the same guy, we get to the jobs and he always likes to open up all the windows. And so the homeowner was still home, but I guess he didn't know. And he pops in the bathroom and the dude's taking a dookie. And I'm just like, I'm in the next room and I just hear, F&A, man, what are you doing? I was just like, bro, like,
Man.
Wait, you mean the customer was like, fucking A?
Yeah.
He was like, fucking A, bro. Because he saw him taking a dump in his toilet?
Yeah. Well, no, because he walked in on the homeowner taking a poo.
Oh,
man.
no.
I was like, God, bro.
The guy
It
you
was
were
always
working
the
with.
same guy that had those funny stories that happened.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, I'm like,
Can you bring him in?
What did the,
I could ask him definitely. Yeah, he will have some funny stories.
what,
For sure.
what did the homeowner fucking say?
Just that, and then
He's
after
like,
that,
close the door.
yeah. He's like, "F&A, man, close the door." So he shut it, and then Brad comes in. And I was just like, "Bro," I was like, "You gotta chill." And he was just like, "He was taking a dump still," and I was just like, he thought everyone was gone, but no, like he was still in there.
God damn it.
I'm like, it's stuff like that, like. It was always with the same guy. He's a funny guy. I'll see if he wants to come in. They definitely have the more stories because they've been doing it for, his dad was a painter, and then they became painters themselves, and they
Took the trade up.
Yeah, they've been doing it for like 50 years. So
Damn.
yeah.
What got you into painting?
I was working at a pizza spot, and
Not Round Table, right?
no, it's Pizza My Heart, and I was one day I partied too hard at work, and I got fired because I was hammered. But and then like 2 weeks later, my dad calls me and he was like, "Hey, my buddy got these big school jobs. It's they're painting these rocket ship schools that are in San Jose," and he was like, if you want, come help. You make some money. And I was like, "Well, how much are you gonna pay me?" And at the time, the most I ever made was like $9 an hour.
I don't think you had an option.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You're in the position to ask how much.
yeah, but
He probably didn't.
I was 22 and I was like, well, how much are you get paid? He was like $15, and I was like, I'm in. Like that was the most money I've ever seen. So I was, yeah. And then ever since that, Bo, I seen him. He owns a condo right next to like the prune yard. He owns his house in San Jose. He has a cabin, and I was like, dang. I was like, you're doing good. He was like, it's all possible. He was like, but you're just gonna have to, work hard. That's just, part of it. And I was like, all right. So kind of, yeah, that's how I started out. And then I just ran with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he would be like, if I just had a guy that could paint trim, I'd pay him this much. And so I watched
became
him
that
paint
guy.
trim, and then I went to my house and I started practicing on my grandparents' house. And then, yeah, and then one day I was like, I could do it, bro. And then he was like, all right, well, here's some more money. And I just, just watching them learning. Yeah, definitely. I was like, and then, yeah, like I said, just ran with it and been doing it ever since.
Yeah. Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Ultimately, that's
Fell in my
what
lap, I
everybody
guess.
does, right?
Yeah.
You want you want to grow, you want to, trying to get to the next step.
Yeah. Yeah, because especially that's why I decided to do my license. I had my son, and then I was like, all right, it's time to step it up and try and get more money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the motivator.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, pain and money are the best teachers in this game. Definitely.
No doubt. No doubt. Dude. That cracks me up though about your buddy walking on that guy pooping. Jesus
That
Christ.
one, the shrimp scampi one was definitely a good one. I'll never forget that. I'm like, you literally took it to a whole new level.
He's all, it's pretty good.
Yeah, boiling pasta, cooking shrimp. I was like, man.
Boiling the pasta too.
Yeah,
he was
dude.
gonna make
He
everything.
did the whole
You got
gig.
into everything.
Yeah.
I thought he just made the shrimp scampi, just the shrimp. I didn't know he was making the pasta
No,
with it.
yeah. I was like, she made the whole lunch.
He's all 5-course meal be ready in 30. Jesus. That goes to say, because you go to a lot of people's homes. Serge, you go to a lot of people's homes. Have you had anybody say the same or similar, like, oh, refrigerator's open for you guys? Or, how common is that? Because, when I used to go to people's houses, that was never an option. They would say, hey, the bathroom's open, but, nothing else.
Usually it'd just be like, if I'd be there for like 2 weeks, they would, leave a cooler out with drinks or something like that. But never, raid my fridge type.
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah.
Do you have any customers like that?
It all varies. Everybody's different, right? People like, hey, come on in. No, don't put the shoe covers on. No, you need me to put these shoe covers on.
Yeah.
Hey, nobody wants shit in their yard or in their fucking.
Not until you tell them. Well, you sure you want me to walk in?
Yeah.
I can't do that. You don't know where I've been stepping. They're like, yeah, thanks for that. But yeah, I mean, drinks is always it's very common. Hey, you want some drink, and they don't even ask you. Sometimes they bring a bunch of drinks out. Or some people that have snacks and stuff like that. People offer you, hey, I'll buy lunch today.
Yeah.
And they say, what do you want? And they bring lunch.
Nice.
Pizza, stuff like that.
Yeah.
No, nobody to date raided my fridge. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor Alex is the only guy that never gets no lunch for free, huh?
Yeah, very rare.
But I mean, the weird part to me, I think and I was telling the guys, I think the biggest compliment clients give me is when they say, hey, should I just leave the house and, go stay at our other house?
Oh,
Here's the keys.
knock it out. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the keys. I'm like, oh. And it happens more often than not here. So
That's good.
That's
Stay
because
at my
it's
other house.
rich area.
Must be nice.
Yeah, I was gonna say rich area. Jeez, you got two houses? Fucking dickhead. Oh man. Talking about, what people, offering you the fridge and stuff. When I was early in my telecom career, I was just a home tech. And I'd get more people offering me illicit drugs than anything else.
you had the look. That's why.
Well, I had short hair. I didn't have long hair. It varies, but catch me on every maybe 5 years, my hair's short. During that time, it was pretty short, and I was 19, 20, so I was young, so maybe that's why. Also, you'd go to, this is in the Valley. A lot of homes grew marijuana, so you'd walk into a house, and you'd be fucking hitting you like, you're like, oh shit, you guys got weed in here? Everybody's looking at you fucking, who are you, the police?
They're all looking at each other.
No, I'm dropping your internet modem off, buddy. Where the fuck you want it?
Had people offer beer and stuff like that, but maybe at the end of the day I have one, but that's kind of about it. Never get too tipsy.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can't.
That's funny with the telecom. Do you ever have to disconnect people?
Bro, we did do, so in the very beginning of my career,
Wednesdays were disconnected.
we only did this is what's crazy. They only did disconnects till that year, and they stopped it because people were getting shot.
Where at?
Well, Fresno. I'll tell you right now, I probably disconnected maybe about 100 people in my career
Right.
of a technician. And you learn real quick. Because you got to mark the door, or you're supposed to notify them, like, hey, you're not paying, we're going to cut you off. You don't fucking do that. Because that leads into a major fucking dilemma, like a 45, 2 hours. This guy's trying to scream at you, trying to get your truck off, just wild shit all the time. So what you do is you'd write it up real quick, walk over, put it on the fucking door, and then I'd well, you have to climb the pole. So I'd climb the pole, look around, keep my truck right next to the bottom of the pole, clip it, jump, fucking come down that pole as fast as I could, get in the car, turn it on, start driving away. The guy comes out, and I just wave. See you later.
So you said clip it. You cut it?
Yeah.
Oh shit! That like
Yeah,
that, huh?
There's no.
Dude, this
much
is
time to twist
well, a
it
lot of the you gotta understand when they did disconnects, these people didn't. It wasn't like a month not paying. These guys didn't pay over either a long time or they were already warned 2 or 3 times because they were plugged in illegally.
Right.
So
Oh yeah, when
I
you
was-
did that for me.
yeah, I don't know.
The black.
But yeah, so ultimately, I wasn't fucking sitting around waiting for these guys to come out. So clip that motherfucker. I'm jumping.
I asked that question because I used to work for a telecom company,
You guys do disconnects?
and I didn't do it personally, right? I was inside, and Wednesdays were disconnect day or Thursday, something like that, right?
okay.
It was. It got bad to the point where they used to use the contractors to do it instead.
yeah.
They
It's
said we're not
crazy.
using our guys, right? So
It's dangerous.
we went to a training one day and out in Pleasant, Livermore. They had a big training facility there, and a couple of people from the whole Bay Area went in. We had people from Oakland,
Of course.
and this lady shared her story. Yeah, we don't do the disconnects anymore.
Probably because a story like that. People got shot at.
Why? What they were doing, because people knew when disconnects was, right? Because
Because you guys had it planned out already.
at the cable companies, right? They used to say, utilities, we're the last people to get paid, right?
Yeah.
We're the last people to get paid. We're the first ones that want connected, but last people that want to pay because first you got to pay your gas bill, electric bill, all that stuff, right? So the people would hang around with dogs at the bottom of the pole.
And he wouldn't let the guys come down.
Uh-huh.
Happened in Fresno too. Dude,
They had their dogs right there. Where you go? You disconnected what? No, you didn't.
I got one better. This dude fucking tied his pit bull to it and then walked inside and sat on his porch and would just watch him say, "Yeah, come down whenever you want." And the dog was just fucking They had to call the police, bro.
Oh shit.
It was crazy.
I'm up on the ladder or what now?
Yeah. Yeah. It was my buddy. I think it was you remember was it Isaac or Uriel? It was one of the guys we worked with, or because you did a little tour.
Yeah, I
in,
did like
in
3
telecom.
months, and then I was
It was one of the guys at that place that happened to him. He was on the fucking pole when they tied the dog to the thing and he couldn't come down.
I was like,
So you went all the way to Fresno? You used to go to
So my zone was technically like it's past Fresno. It was like Visalia all the way up to I never went anywhere past Manteca. But the company went all the way up north. So I was in that zone first, and then we
was it a contracting company?
Yeah.
Third party?
contractor company. Yeah. So the contractor company had fucking the whole state during that time, and then they started losing their contracts. At that time was fine because I was already into quality control, so I was doing basically nothing. But you have to go out, take a look, and if it was a disconnect job, you'd still have to go out to make sure they're disconnected.
Yeah.
So, and if they're not,
You were the
that's-
guy rescuing them?
well, no,
the guy on
that's
the pole?
That's when you gotta gotta make sure they are
Yeah, so-
disconnected.
So, we used to use it was called the trap
yeah, traps.
right.
Yeah.
trap and
You got the
Basically-
prong trap, and then you got the spin traps. Yeah,
Okay.
where they couldn't connect. So
yeah. You put it on the,
basically a lock
Tap.
for the tap.
but yeah, that's funny. It's crazy.
yeah, I did it for like 3 months, and then there was no set time to get off. So I
No.
was off. Like, I was 20. I was 19, so I was like,
I think you were younger than that. I think you were 18 when you jumped in.
I was doing like 7
older?
to like 7.
Yeah.
You're older?
Yeah.
Yeah, by 3 years. So yeah,
Nice.
I was like 12-hour days at 19. I was like, I'm cool.
Yeah.
Just go sell some weed.
No doubt.
And did you guys get paid by the disconnect or how was that?
When we worked, yeah, you get paid by. It's all piecework.
Yeah, a piece, right?
So back then it was all piecework.
Yeah.
But yeah, 100%. It cracks me up. Thinking about those stories, it's pretty funny. That's why going back to like how the people you meet and the people you like give you the jobs. Everybody runs into like quirky people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Alex, his quirky people are probably on the job site already. Those fucking weirdos. Everybody else but you guys, huh?
Yeah.
But I feel like to me, that's what makes going to the job like, that helps like the job be fun, right?
Right.
You never know like, oh, what's his name going to be there? Because he's always fucking, he's always messing around, right? Or, what customer are you going to fucking show up to today to
Right.
blow my fucking mind?
That is true. You never know what you're going to run into.
Yeah.
No.
Cool. So,
Well,
damn, I think we're about an hour and a half in.
yeah, I think
Oh,
we're at the finishing up stages here.
Yeah. I mean, if you got anything else you want to say, or
Yeah.
Shoot. If you want to be a painter, don't do it. No, I was like, it'll pay your bills and it'll give you a good life. You just got to work hard, just like any other trade.
yeah,
I'm
put in
sure.
the time.
Yeah. That's about it. I'm like, I really have no complaints over it. Just, I'm sure it's the same that everyone else has. Especially trying to own your own company. Not going to be easy, but it'll be worth it in the long run.
Yeah.
Definitely. And then getting to that point, you work so hard, and then once you get there, just like you said, I never expected myself to work for someone else, after I started, but here I am. And so, like I said, I'll keep my license active, and I always do work, and who knows, maybe I'll just jump back in it again full time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, because things are definitely getting busy, and I'm tired of working 12-hour days, so I was like, yeah. So,
No doubt about that.
because it was the first time, like I said, that I've ever had it slow for a couple months. So maybe it was just something to cool me down a little bit and then just hop back in.
Maybe jump on this cast and some of our viewers will start plugging you with some companies, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, shoot them.
Yeah. Get 'em. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. RK Painting.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I've done jobs, 3 hours away or, 3 minutes away. Like I said, as long as the price is right, I'll be there.
no doubt.
Cool.
Alex?
Yeah.
Right. I got nothing.
You got a good one for next time.
Right.
You got a good one for next time.
Next time.
And then I can add to that one that we're going to talk about.
Good job.
No, I got a lot of funny stories about that dude.
Okay, yeah. Well, I want to hear him.
Yeah, no,
Gotta
they're
wait till
gonna
he's
be
gone
good.
to say him, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Can't make fun of him when he's here.
Now, Robert, if you're interested, Alex is recruiting for Spartan Race.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Barn race?
Yeah, he's trying to get us to get out there, or anybody that's available.
Yeah.
When is it? May? No, March.
August.
August. Yeah, fuck.
Where's it at?
August 20.
Oakdale. No, where's it at?
Oh,
The last one was in Oakdale.
right there, a little bit south of Sacramento.
Oh, Davis.
Grove? Elk Grove.
Elk Grove.
Oh, Elk Grove. Yeah, Elk Grove. I'm on the fence about it. I don't know.
No,
Do
you
the
were.
sprint. 3 miles or 2.5.
Yeah,
Come on.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Right.
that's what I say, but we'll see.
When's the last time you ran a mile?
I don't know. Fucking 40. No, let's be real. Maybe 26 years ago.
Have you walked a mile lately?
I could use walking a mile.
Yeah, you look like you could. We all.
Jesus, I could use a few miles, I think. Jesus Christ.
All right, Robert. Well, thanks for coming in and
Yeah.
shoot the shit with
Appreciate
us.
you guys
Yeah.
having me, definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Been watching it, so I was like, all right, I'll hop on.
hell
See
yeah.
what's
Nice.
up. Yeah.
Yep. Guys are interested out there. You're in the trades. Want to come out and shoot the shit with us?
Yeah.
Hit us up.
Yeah.
What's up?
Drop a line and we'll try to get you in here.
Yeah.
We're on Instagram also, Blue Collar Family. Leave a comment, subscribe.
Like, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great content, shoot.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, appreciate you guys.
All
All
right.
right, man. Guys,
Well,
have a
get it.
good one.
Definitely.
Roll the outro.
Run it.